Round and round we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. Welcome, bright souls. Super excited you're here with me today. Oh, we are going to explore human design and our ideal client profiles. So before we get into that though, guys, I just want you to know I believe in transparency and integrity. So I am self-taught in human design, and personally, I believe that is completely fine. And honestly, I find some of the price points of some of these courses ridiculous. And so I want to share this. I just feel like this needs to be out there. This is so freaking helpful. Oh my goodness. So let's get into it. So when we look at the nodes of our moon, so this is Ra's chart right here. Ra Aruhu. He is the founder of human design. So his nodes of his moon are like this. This is what creates our incarnation cross, or this is the incarnation cross in our chart. It is the theme and the background that our purpose, our life, plays against. It's what gives us contrast so that we can help understand who we are and how we give meaning and our gifts to the collective. Excuse me. So fulfilling our purpose really includes two aspects: the expression of our profile. So an example of this is my profile is 1-3. So that is investigator, researcher, martyr, experimenter. I need to deeply do my research and I get all of that foundational knowledge, and then I come back and I experiment with it. And as I experiment with it, I'm able to share the things that I find that work and that I share the things that I find that didn't work so you guys can avoid the pitfalls. And nothing makes me so happy like that. Oh, it's so juicy to me. It gives me so much energy. So to get back into a little bit of the incarnation cross, guys, this is the vertical conscious stream. So in Western philosophy based, so in Western astrology, this stream of consciousness moves vertical. The sun and the earth move counterclockwise through the wheel. So as this stream of energy comes in, our sun and earth move in a counterclockwise direction. And as we move in that counterclockwise, that gives us a background to play on so that we can see and experience life. And the physical objects that are opposite in the mandala, they represent the existential printing of life moment by moment. So when we say God or deities or source or spirit, we are really talking about the essence, this energy. And we can see when we look at through the transits, how this shift, how the seasons play out. And that's why I think it's so cool how this ties in with ancestry, that our ancestors were acutely aware of how important it was for every aspect of our life to follow the seasons. That's why they followed them so closely. And the sun and the earth are binary, is how we experience ourselves, this or that. I'm this, but not that. I'm this, but I put resistance towards this. So I am an entrepreneur. I'm not an employee. That's what that is. And could you feel the resonance or that feeling when I said those words? It shot up from my root all the way up into my throat. And this makes up 70% of the energy of the density of the Newtonian ocean. So the sun and the earth is 70% of the ocean or the energy that we're in. And this represents our purpose. The incarnation cross that comes through with the earth sun, presented in the profile, is played out in the environment that is laid out in our nodes. Our purpose must be seen against a background, and that is the nodes. So, and if you're not familiar with what the nodes look like, you're looking for these two shapes right here. They look like horseshoes with little circles on the end of them. This is our south node. So this is the design side guide. This is the body. This is the personality. And we have nodes on both sides. So our body design, so for example, in Ross' chart is 23.3. So his ideal client profile was a 3. And being on the design side, that means his physical body was going to be around line 3 people. And now that he has this awareness, he knows how he could most best, technical term there, most best, interact in his environment. And it made that experience a lot more smoother because there was less resistance. Now, his mind side, he would see line 1 people. And as he could see them, he was like, oh, hey, like this is something that would be helpful. This is something that would be helpful. And this allowed him to navigate his environment, create impact, fulfill his purpose, as well as make money. This is the thing that helped him bring human design to the public, understanding this, because he knew how to speak to people and who, more importantly, who he was speaking to. So the second aspect are the individuals who will journey alongside the path of our destiny, of our nodal environment. And they move clockwise through the wheel. Positionary, they're not physical aspects. So that means they're physical or they're not physical aspects of the moon. Nodes are connected to the precession of the equinoxes and connected to the larger cycle themselves. So you can think of the nodes of the moon as really kind of like how I look at it, is it's the frequencies of the cosmic forces. To put it in Greek mythology term, it is how the Titans move through our existence. And even though they're bound, their essence is still felt and affects life, because that's how powerful these primal forces are. Very exciting. So, and how this manifests as the people and situations that we experience and see around us. And these subtle energies around us subtly influence our decisions and how we perceive ourselves in the world. They lay the dynamic for how we move from characteristics to role, because they set the stage and provide the scenery and the forces within the environment, which is the example that I used as the Titans. What world are you intended to deal with? What environment are you intended to deal with? The kind of people you'll meet in there are the background of life. The kind of forces that are here to provide you with exactly the right connections, the right interactions, the right education, because they belong in our scene, within the backdrop of our purpose, or with that, our purpose is achieved. So the lines of the hexagram, guys, 1 through 6. So each gate has a different line associated with it.
Yeah, well,
and when we study the lines, we study we could think how I think of it is the gate itself is a big strand of rope. And that strand of rope is made up of 6 individual strands. And each one of those strands have a different strength, as well as a challenge or weakness. But when you bring them all together, they create the whole. Understanding the different lines helps us to understand the subtleness of each of the gate, the subtleties, as well as how the shadows, the gifts, and the city, how that energy is expressed specifically through the lens of the gate. And this also tells us that we have an ideal client that we can break down their profile by understanding this. So it's really about navigating our lunar nodes. How do we move through the environment? Okay, so here are mine. So this right here is my design. So I am designed to be around 4s. And over here, I am designed to see 5s. So what that means, in my physical environment, I'm going to be around influential people. Those who are deeply connected to their community, friends, and family. Those who are introduced to others through word of mouth. Those whose opportunities come from their sphere of influence. Those who need to be alone and will abdicate their power to others. Those who have and are trusted confidants. You can recognize how the externalized message of friends and family are influential. So I am designed to be around a network. Network marketing is going to be something that's going to be very powerful and important in my life. And it has been since I started my entrepreneurial journey, guys. The way that I've made most of my money and had the most success is through my network. The phrase, your network is your net worth, has always deeply resonated with me. And now I have a greater understanding as to why, and more importantly, how I can use that to benefit others and myself and create win-win situations. So now my line 5s, I'm going to be seeing messengers. Those who have reputations built around practical solutions, those who are the saviors in times of need, those who are seductive in their messaging that guide others to solutions, those that have a hard-nosed outside of the box presentation, those that distribute solutions. And I can see how others are projecting expectations and help them to be practical in their solutions and messages. In your messaging, be thinking about how to help them recognize the expectations and projections as data only. So that's a big thing right there. And that's one of my core strengths, is helping people recognize their own judgment. Because that has been a journey my whole life. Where am I judging myself? And I firmly believe that all judgments are really self-judgments. Whatever we judge another person for, we're really just a reflection of a judgment that we have about ourselves.
Oh, I'm not going there.
I'm sorry if you guys can hear my son in the background. It's spring break, but I still wanted to get this to you guys because this is so important. So using this, I now know who I need to talk to, and more importantly, I have an idea of how to talk to them. Now, if you're interested, guys, I built a AI chatbot that helps break all aspects of our human design chart down, as well as help us create content pillars, strategies, offers, everything that we need is in this bot. So if you're interested and would like to learn more, let me know in the comments, reach out, and happy to have that chat with you guys. And there's no pressure whatsoever. I sincerely want to see how I can help you.
We should hit the.
So, and I want to give you guys some meat and potatoes to be able to take with you. Go look at your nodes. So if you have, if your nodal lines have a line 1, you're going to be attuning to authority. So if it's on your design side, you're going to be around authority figures. If it's on your personality side, you're going to see authority figures. Those who are secure and studying the investigation to find their solid foundation. I am a line 1. That is freaking accurate. If you can help me do that, I am your new best friend. So in your messaging, be thinking about bringing foundational education that brings a sense of security. Modest language and images are humbling. They want solid information and systems and process so they become an authority. That is line 1 to AT. So if you have line 1s in your nodal, how can you help us do that and give us that? So line 2s, natural talent. Design, you're going to be around natural talent. Personality, you're going to see natural talent. In your messaging, be thinking about how to encourage them to tap into their natural talents. Most likely they have taken their natural talents for granted. There's a lot of judgment there. There's a lot of conditioning. Help them to decondition that and reframe how they see the things that they're naturally gifted at. And you're probably going to have to coax it out of them a little bit because they're going to be a little shy about how talented they really are. They'll also most likely be
Let's
a
go.
little too humble. So encourage them to practice and be bold in their gifts and express that.
Ooh, look.
If you have line 3s, so if you have line 3 in the design, you're going to be around resilient and adaptability, change agents. If you have it in your personality, you're going to see resilience and adaptability. In your messaging, be thinking about how you can help them move past the fear of making a mistake. I have line 3 too, and that is one of my biggest fears. I do not want to make a mistake that will cost a client time, money, or distress. I don't want to give that. And in my experimentation, I sometimes feel like it's very messy, which experimentation is. It's supposed to be messy. But without that experimentation, there's no innovation. But I judge the process a lot because there's a lot of mistakes. I make more mistakes than I do successes. But in that, the amount of knowledge I gain is truly priceless.
Well, then we play mine.
And that is the gift of a line 3.
Oh, Blue, what are you doing?
As a line 3,
oh my God.
Kadarin, apologies, guys. As a line 3, help us to let go of our judgments and see our process, our experimentations, and our mistakes as lessons, not failures. That was the biggest mindset shift I've had to cultivate myself for that. And in that, it makes me a great catalyst for change. Also makes me that's one of my leadership attributes because I'm not afraid to have egg on my face. So very important for line 3s. And we went over 4s and 5s, and we'll do 6 real quick for you guys. And if you have a nodal line 6, attune to role models. So if it's in your design, you're going to be around role models. If it's your personality, you're going to see role models. So in your messaging, be thinking about how to help them recognize their first 30 years are experimental. And from 30 to 50, they are designed to compile the data. So the first part of their lives is really just about experimenting and compiling data. And a role model, a 6, also has a root 3 in it. So they're still going to have that experimentation aspect to this. And then after they've done their experimentation, they're going to take a period of time where they're going to set in human design, Ra calls it setting on top of the house and reflecting about the things that worked and the things that didn't and refining their process. And as they refine that process, they'll come into the role model stage and later in their life where they'll be able to confidently guide and lead their community, themselves, their family. So understanding that the first part of life was just compiling data is going to be very important. And if you meet someone during this transitionary period in their life, holding space so that they can see and experience their own judgment and know what they need to let go would be very beneficial for them. And after 50, they're designed to be the role model and demonstrate the things that they learned in their life, their work, and their process, so others have an inspiring role model to look forward to. They give others a container as to what that actually looks like to be an impactful and positive role model. And honestly, guys, we need more of this, especially right now in this day and age. Just my personal thoughts there. So, how can you guys utilize this in your business? This information right here helps you understand who you're talking to, how to talk to them, what to talk to them about, and how you can serve them in a way that will fill not only your purpose, but theirs as well. On our path to riches, I truly believe that we only get there by serving others and helping others get there. We create win-win situations and a field or community of a collaboration over competition. And that gives us the resources and the capabilities that we need to truly impact and change this world so that we all may grow and prosper and expand. So if you guys have questions about the AI chatbot, any questions about human design, let me know in the comments. Feel free to reach out. And one more thing, guys. This chart I did not do. I had this chart done for me from Leanne Wolf over at the powerofself.ca. And like, this is a really cool chart. I think it was like 17 bucks. So it's not really that expensive if you guys would like to go get one. Very cool. So from my heart to yours, bright souls, much love, and I'll see you later. Bye.